Our next speaker for today is Dalia Feldheim. After a 20-year corporate career, which includes 17 years at P&G, where she led some of the world's most successful brand building campaigns, including the iconic Always Like a Girl, and most recently as Chief Marketing Officer for Electrolux Asia, Dalia established her own leadership consultancy, Flow Leadership Consultancy, to focus full-time on her passion for supporting leaders to impact change with greater purpose, joy, and mindful flow. Today, let's all give a virtual shalom to Dalia as she challenges us to dare to lead like a girl. Dalia!
So what does it mean to you when I say run like a girl? That was the question we asked in a commercial we created back in 2014 for our global feminine care business. It became an ad that became the most viral ad of the year with almost 70 million views. It was the first fem care commercial that was featured on the Super Bowl, and it ended up winning 14 Cannes Advertising Awards. Let's see the beginning of that ad.
Show me what it looks like to run like a girl. Show me what it looks like to fight like a girl.
My name is Dakota, and I'm 10 years old.
Show me what it looks like to run like a girl. What does it mean to you when I say run like a girl?
It means run fast as you can.
Global marketing directors for this campaign, I'm of course extremely proud of the business results. But as a mom of 3, what I'm even more proud of is a few months ago, so this is 6 years after the campaign first featured, my youngest daughter, Anna, who's now 12, called me from school all excited, "Mom, you won't believe it, but they're showing your ad in social studies." More than a commercial, it had become an icon for women's empowerment. Now, what if I ask you what it means to you when I say lead like a girl? So I spent the last 2 decades as a senior leader in Fortune 500 companies, and I believe it's time to reframe the claim like a girl once more, this time in the world of leadership. So growing up, I was considered to have healthy chutzpah, the combination of bravery and cheekiness. I was a competitive gymnast and later a platoon commander, so for me, doing things like a girl was never much of an insult. I studied psychology and business and landed a job with Procter & Gamble, a marketeer's dream. A few months into the role, I was called up into the office of my general manager, and I'm sitting there because one of my launches hit a wall. Now, I'm sitting in his office in Geneva, and I am so angry and frustrated that suddenly I start to tear. This is my general manager, right? 2 levels above. I frantically try to regain my composure. My boss looks at me and smiles and hands me a box of tissues. And when I finally regain my composure, he says something that I will forever remember. He told me, "Dalia, don't you ever be embarrassed for crying in the office again. It's a sign of your passion, and passion is your superpower." Wow. And then he added, "And if you ever work for someone that doesn't think that way, walk away. They don't deserve you." I was so empowered, and for the next 17 years, I had many managers like Jim that believed in me and nourished me, and my career just went from strength to strength. But it wasn't until I reached the lowest point of my career that I really realized what my boss was talking about. 17 years later, I left P&G to become Chief Marketing Officer in Asia of another Fortune 500 company. The role was amazing. I was in charge of 100 employees across Asia. It seemed like a dream job. 2 months into the role, I got a new boss. And it took me 1 week to realize that, how can I put it politely, him and I were like fire and water. So I was all about people and creativity, and he was all about numbers and scorecards and ROI, return on investment. In most days, it's felt like ROI or you die. In one of our first meetings, he said to me, Dalia, I'm not going to tell you what you're good at. It's a waste of my time. I'm only going to focus on what you need to fix. And then he added, I don't believe there's any art in marketing. It's only science. You just didn't get it yet, right? You get the picture. Him and I were like a match made in hell. Well, that morning, I am summoned into his office from another meeting. And I'm sitting there, and he is berating me. Now, I love tough feedback. I love tough love. But I can tell you, there was no love in that feedback. And I'm now a C-suite woman, the only woman in the team, so I'm holding it in. And then he moves to humiliate my team, and that's when I became a lioness. Because I knew how hard my team worked for it. And I became so angry and frustrated that suddenly I started to tear. My boss looked at me and smiled and offered me a box of tissues. And, for a moment I had that warm, fuzzy feeling, remember in my previous manager? But then I noticed something almost evil in the smile as he turned around that tissue box. And I couldn't believe my eyes. On the other side of that tissue box was a handmade sticker that reads, okay, Dalia's tissue box. Are you kidding me? I told him, this is an HR assault. Oh, come on, Dalia, stop being so emotional. This is just boy banter. I know you have a sense of humor. Suddenly, all my strengths were not only not appreciated, they were totally diminished. My passion, a weakness. My commitment to my people, too motherly. The issue was that after all the confidence and all the success, I allowed it to get to me. And slowly, I started to lose my spark. But I wasn't raised to give up. And I decided to persevere. So the first year, when someone comes to punch you, what do? You fight. I was volunteering and giving feedback. And I realized you can't change someone that doesn't want to change. So second year was all about flight. And I delivered an immaculate scorecard. At the end of the year, I fell sick. I lost what was important for me. And I realized I need to leave this toxic environment, but not before I get back to my strengths. So he wanted science, and I was committed to bring back my heart and my art to the workplace. So together with my team, we created a campaign that was extremely creative, but also extremely science-driven, but also very creative. And just like in the ad, I learned to lead like myself. Doesn't matter what they say. Let's see the second half of that ad.
Keep doing it because it's working. If somebody else says that running like a girl or kicking like a girl or shooting like a girl is something that you shouldn't be doing, that's their problem. Because if you're still scoring and you're still getting to the ball on time and you're still being first, you're doing it right. It doesn't matter what they say. I mean, yes, I kick like a girl and I swim like a girl and I walk like a girl and I wake up in the morning like a girl because I am a girl. And that's not something that I should be ashamed of. So I'm going to do it anyway. That's what they should do.
Like a girl also mean win the race.
Can't, like a girl, also mean win the race. I decided to turn my pain into my purpose, and today I'm an organizational psychologist and an adjunct professor. I work with companies and individuals and bring in purpose, perseverance, and positivity into the workplace. During my research, I found that what happened to me is sadly way too prevalent in the world today. In fact, Gallup research found that 87% of employees are unhappy in the workplace today. Even more, 20% of employees are so angry they are hostile. This cost the global economy $7 trillion in stress-related diseases. You see, our previous hunter, warrior, industrial efficiency model just don't cut it anymore. In the midst of this leadership crisis, it is actually those more feminine traits, like empathy, resilience, and teamwork that are more important than ever before. In fact, a Harvard Business Review from June 2019 found that women score better than men in 17 out of 19 leadership traits. So why does lead like a girl still seem like an insult? Now, it's not about women versus men. We all have within us both feminine and masculine traits. I would like to invite all leaders, women and men, to link up to your feminine traits and dare to lead like a girl, which means leading with passion and purpose, perseverance, people focus, and positivity. And finally, leading like a girl is leading with courage. And courage is not the absence of fear. Face your fear. Link into your superpowers. And then dare. Dare to lead like a girl.